Now that you have decided that online learning is the way to go for you and you've gotten familiar with what online learning looks like, we're going to look at creating balance between your work, school, and social life to ensure the success of those online classes. Starting something as major as online learning is going to take a big toll on the amount of time that you have each week to devote to things such as your work and your social life. In order for you not to get overwhelmed, stressed out, or even overcommit yourself, it is important in creating balance between your work, school, and social life to ensure the success of those online classes. Most who decide to take online classes work full-time or at least part-time. You're going to need to look at a couple of things. One, how many hours a week are you currently working? And two, how many hours a week do you need to work? We all have bills and obligations that we must meet, so it's important for you to sit down and make a monthly budget so you know exactly how much money that you're going to need each month. That will help to determine how many hours that you need to work each week to meet those monthly obligations. Once you have done that, you're going to want to next talk to your employer and open the lines of communication. Let them know that you are taking online classes and that you may need to adjust your schedule. Having those open lines of communication with your employer will help to ensure the success of your online classes. Next, we're going to talk about your school. The first thing that you need to do is to determine how many courses are you going to take. Once you determine how many courses you're going to take, that will help you to determine how many hours you need to set aside each week for your studies. The rule of thumb is for every 1 credit hour course, you're going to need 3 hours a week for study. So if you have a 3 credit hour course, you're going to need 9 hours a week for study for that class. Once you determine how many classes you're going to take, that will help you to determine how many hours a week that you need to set aside to ensure that you have enough time to study to be successful in those classes. Now that we have looked at work and your school life, we're going to take a look at social life. If you have a family, you want to make sure that you have enough time set aside for family times, such as dinner time, spending time with your spouse and your kids if you have any, and also, most importantly, having date nights with your spouse. You also want to make sure that you have time to socialize with your friends and your coworkers. This is going to be a good time for you to unwind and relax and not have to worry about all the other stress that you may have in your life. You may also attend church or belong to another organization or club. You want to make sure that you have enough time in your schedule set aside for those as well. Creating balance in your life between your work, school, and your social life will help to create a balance of your time and make you less likely to get overwhelmed and more likely to excel. It is important to understand how valuable time is and how managing that time will lead to being able to achieve the goals that you set for yourself. I'm now going to pass you on to Trey, who's going to talk to you about getting prepared to be successful in your online classes.